Hello, everyone. We are back for episode 10 of Jurassic Adventure. Here we are at currently the swamplands of the new island, and currently it is actually quite droughtful here. You see, there's been scattered storms throughout the island, but it seems like they've not yet hit here, meaning today is actually kind of dried up most of the lakes and puddles and creeks and all whatnot in the swamp. So today is not going to be quite luscious as usual, but the greenery, as you can see, is still pretty green. Our first creature approaching is a Suchomimus, a cousin to the Spinosaurus, but much smaller. It seems like this young male has smelled out a dead fish nearby, so he goes to get it. As you can see, he has smelled out this giant lungfish, and it looks like as he's about to feast on it, but sadly for this young male, he's already got trouble waiting for him. Right here, this is a Prostosuchus, a relative to the Caprosuchus, but much bigger. As you can see, this crocodilian-like creature is pretty massive, as it crushes all these ferns out of its way, and it's after the same fish that this young male Suchomimus has smelled out, and now he's here to take it from him. As the young male is about to dig into his new fish, when suddenly this young male better be wary, as Prostosuchuses of this size have an incredible bite force that's almost more powerful than their larger cousin, the Sarcosuchus. The young male, smaller and weaker, he has no choice but to back off and go find food elsewhere. As for the Prostosuchus, well, it looks like today is his lucky day, as he gets to have this giant fish all to himself. Only a few short hours later, we see the young male Suchomimus again. Only this time, he has spotted another dead fish. Since the Prostosuchus seems to be gone, it looks like now is his perfect time to eat. The young male creeps into the creek and prepares to grab the fish. As you can see, he's grabbed it, and now he's preparing to dry up here for supper. He then drops the fish and prepares to dig into it, when suddenly he hears something, and then he looks up and notices something out of the ordinary. Staring directly back at the male is a huge other male Suchomimus. As you can see, you can tell he's a sexually adult because of his unique coloring. Not only that, but this male, that means because of his blue coloring, he's not just an adult, he is actually an old adult. He may be old, but there's one key difference that sets him apart. You see, this Suchomimus, which we're going to name Stormclaw, is actually 2 times bigger than usual Suchomimuses, thus making it very easy for him to intimidate rivals. The young male quickly runs away as he is shaken by the size of this sheer swamp monster, and as he picks up his quarry. Now, since he is actually huge, we can't tell if he is just as big as Ripper or a T-Rex, such as Hunter, but what we can guess is that this is definitely one unique character. Around a couple of hours later, Stormclaw is back. He scans the area for more prey, since that fish, thanks to his big size, did not finish him earlier. He picks up on a smell. It's not a fishy smell. It's actually prey. Around a few short feet away, on this giant hill, is 3 Lystosauruses grazing. Stormclaw sees this as the perfect opportunity, so he goes in to strike. As Stormclaw creeps into the bushes and trees and cycads, giving him almost perfect camouflage. But sadly, because of his blue coloring, it's going to make it a little bit more difficult for him to actually sneak up on them. The other issue is, because of his size, the Lystosauruses can easily run, and because of this, and because of his extra weight, he cannot run quite as fast to catch them if he goes after them for a chase. Meaning, just like how Stripe did it with the Gallimimuses, he's gonna have to make sure he keeps the element of surprise. Without any further ado, he attacks. However, as he's coming down the hill, unfortunately he's tripped and he fell. Stormclaw thankfully has not broken any limbs from that fall. He's a little dirty, but sadly, he has a lot more to worry about than just dirt on his face, because now he's just lost his prey. Now he has to go out looking for more. But right about Stormclaw is gonna walk away. He hears another prey item that could potentially actually catch. Standing right in front of him, is an Iguanodon. Iguanodons are not usually his strong suit to hunt, but what he can at least do is at least hopefully sneak up on it. However, thanks to his size, he can easily get over there, since, well, Iguanodons are not also that fast. That's why Iguanodons usually choose to fight instead of running most of the time. So instead, he attacks. That's the other thing he has to worry about, is that Iguanodons have very sharp thumb spikes that can easily cost him an eye if he's not careful. However, he has size on his side, and plus, he has his own set of deadly claws that he can use to shred this Iguanodon. So he does. Finally, after almost 2 attempts later, he has finally taken down some prey today, and now he can gorge. Unfortunately, it seems like somebody is foolish enough to try and steal from him. as this baryonyx seems to think otherwise. The baryonyx is hoping that Stormclaw does not care if he has a bite. But unfortunately for this baryonyx, food is kind of scarce during this time of the year. That is why Stormclaw tends to say so otherwise. Instead of resorting to a fight, Stormclaw instead intimidates the baryonyx, and so the baryonyx walks off. As for Stormclaw, he continues to go back to feeding.